Little People Big World celeb Tori Roloff recently spilled some surprising TLC secrets since cutting ties with the network. So what revelations did Tori recently spill, and what did she have to say about it? Tori Roloff and Zach Roloff deciding to quit Little People Big World after season 25 was the catalyst that led to the show ultimately being cancelled. Initially, many fans thought that Zach decided to quit as a way to take a petty shot at Matt Roloff for the botched Roloff Farms deal. Many people believed that Zach Roloff, Tori Roloff, and their family would be the future of the franchise. However, with Zach and Tori deciding to quit, that was off the table. An insider also previously revealed that the only person who wanted to keep filming the show was Matt Roloff. So inevitably, it makes sense that the network canceled the show. One of the things that Zach and Tori Roloff have done to keep themselves busy since quitting Little People Big World is focusing on their podcast, Raising Heights. In a recent episode of the podcast, Tori Roloff made some surprising revelations about TLC. Tori Roloff went on to say, "I don't think TLC wanted the talent to be mingling. I don't think they wanted the talent to talk to each other, and honestly I see why." Tori Roloff continued, adding, "TLC was probably scared. We weren't all like unionized. Reality TV wasn't unionized. We talked a little bit about that with Jinger and Jeremy, and how that would have been nice to have that communication with somebody else that was doing the same thing you were doing. But we had a great time," Tori said of spending time with Jinger and Jeremy Volo. Across several reality shows, many cast members over the years have called out TLC for some of their shady practices. The way Tori puts it, she seems to suggest that the network keeps stars of various shows purposely in their own bubbles so that they won't go around comparing notes. Certainly, one of the things that cutting ties with TLC has allowed Zach and Tori to do is be more open with their views and opinions. Overall, they also seem to be enjoying their family life without having to work things around a TLC filming schedule. At the end of the day, they did what was best for them, and they seem to have no regrets. What do you think about what Tori Roloff had to say about TLC recently? With all the Little People Big World drama over Roloff Farms, Matt Roloff's family members recently went back to the property. Is this a legitimate olive branch following the heated family feud? For some time in Little People Big World scenes, TLC milked the Roloff Farms storyline. Originally, both Zach Roloff and Jeremy Roloff wanted to buy a portion of the family farm. Not only would this keep things in the family, but it would also be a huge investment. It turns out Matt Roloff decided to turn that portion of the property into short-term rentals instead. Just because Zach Roloff and Jeremy Roloff are his sons, that didn't mean that Matt would sell at some huge family discount. Instead, he made a business-savvy move, which in turn hurt the feelings of his sons. As Little People Big World fans will remember, the Roloff Farms drama, as well as the aftermath, was a huge storyline for TLC. It created a huge rift between Zach Roloff and his dad, Matt Roloff, resulting in Zach and Tori packing up and moving away to Battleground, Washington. Even in the most recent season of the show, Zach Roloff was still bitter over everything that went down. Even though Matt and Karen Chandler both said that they've tried extending an olive branch, it was very obvious that there were still hurt feelings there. Many Little People Big World fans even saw Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff quitting the show after season 25 as a direct shot at Matt Roloff. In the most recent Little People Big World updates making the rounds, Jeremy Roloff and his family were recently at Roloff Farms. This time of year is all about pumpkin season, which attracts visitors every year. And this time around, Jeremy, Audrey, and their children were there too. With Jeremy Roloff and his family spending time on Roloff Farms, this is a good sign when it comes to healing the family rift that came as a result of the farm deal that went south. While Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff seem to still be holding a grudge, the fact that Jeremy and his family came to the farm is a good sign that the family rift is healing. One of Matt Roloff's biggest regrets as this family rift has gone on has been not getting to see his grandchildren. At least in this case, he was able to spend time with his grandkids from Jeremy and Audrey. Little People Big World alum Tori Roloff and Layla Roloff recently took off on a getaway just for them. So what did the mother and daughter get up to based on the latest updates? Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff may not be filming Little People Big World these days, but they still have a full house to manage, with 3 kids to boot. Between school and taking their children to all of their activities, it's always a full slate in the Roloff household in Battleground, Washington. Every once in a while, whether it's a family trip or some type of solo trip, Tori Roloff regularly takes little getaways to unwind and blow off steam. One that she did a few months back was a trip with her girlfriends. She enjoyed not being on a schedule, as well as getting to do a lot of the things she likes to do as well. Based on the latest Little People Big World updates from Tori Roloff, she recently took another trip to relax and unwind. The major difference this time around is the fact that Tori took Layla Roloff with her for a mom and daughter getaway. Tori Roloff shared a short video clip of her recent getaway with Layla. It looks like Tori went with one of her friends who also has a small child, because Layla had a bestie to experience the fun times with. Whether it was eating pizza or exploring the sights that this recent getaway had to offer, everyone seemed to have a great time. Captioning her recent adventures with Layla, Tori Roloff told her followers, "Sometimes a girl's weekend away is all it takes to reset your soul." This trip seems like it was just what the doctor ordered for both Tori Roloff and Layla Roloff, and Tori's many followers on social media love to see it. This also implies that with Tori and Layla gone, Zach Roloff, Jackson Roloff, and Joja Roloff must have had bro time without the girls too. Little People Big World fans are getting a kick out of seeing this little vacation that Tori Roloff and Layla Roloff took. With more free time from no longer filming Little People Big World scenes or having any other TLC obligations, Tori and her family can certainly take trips like these. One Little People Big World fan said, "When I see photos of your children, the first word to my heart is joy. You can tell they are loved and have great parenting. Thank you for sharing." Another commenter added, "Look like she has a bestie so sweet." Amy Roloff has endured ups and downs in Little People Big World, but she's exhibiting signs of having a big ego after Little People Big World Season 25. The Roloff family matriarch has been heavily featured in the series alongside her ex-husband, Matt Roloff, and their children, Zach Roloff, Jeremy Roloff, Molly Roloff, and Jacob Roloff. After nearly 2 decades, the Roloff children have grown up, started their own families, and moved on to new chapters in their lives. While much of the current drama centers on Zach and Tori Roloff's feud with Matt, Amy's stirring the pot. Amy and Matt's marriage, which lasted nearly 30 years, ended in divorce in 2016. As part of their divorce settlement, Matt purchased Amy's share of Roloff Farms. This legal transaction marked a significant change, as Amy was no longer a co-owner of the farm that had been a central part of the family. Following their separation, Matt started dating Karen Chandler, who had been working at the farm for over a decade. Their relationship became public in early 2017, and the pair has since gotten engaged. Amy, meanwhile, got married to Marek in August 2021. Amy hasn't been shy about putting Matt down before and after their divorce, which could be a sign that she has a big ego. Her snarkiness towards Matt was evident in her reactions to his decisions about Roloff Farms, as depicted in Little People Big World Season 25. Amy, who shares a long and complex history with Matt, expressed her disappointment over Matt's choice to turn their family home into a short-term rental. Despite acknowledging that it makes business sense, Amy's remarks reflect her personal dismay and subtle criticism. According to Us Weekly, Amy maintained her composure but revealed her true feelings in a preview clip when she asked her husband to deal with Matt face-to-face. "I don't ask him about those things," referring to the farm. She added, "You can do that, not me." Amy's frustration was palpable, and she shaded Matt in the process. Matt often deserves to get dragged, as Amy's snarky comments are rooted in her dissatisfaction with Matt's handling of family affairs. However, Amy might think she's above criticism due to her massive ego. Chris and Amy seem like a happy couple, but she might be naive about his intentions. He doesn't respect her as much as he claims to, as Chris was caught gossiping about Amy with Matt in season 25. Despite claiming that he and Matt didn't talk about Amy, Chris admitted they had discussed her, even complaining about the things she did that he didn't like. This was a sign that Chris might be using his relationship with Amy and her past with Matt to gain attention on the show and increase his prominence. However, some fans disliked Chris before the latest Little People, Big World season. Chris transitioned from a lifelong bachelor persona to settling down with Amy quite quickly. When the pair got married, Chris made a bizarre Facebook status change, saying he had given up his player badge for Amy. There were even questions about Chris and the speed at which he moved from self-proclaimed single man to a family man. These aspects all suggest Chris could be using Amy for clout, though they wed 3 years ago. It's normal for a reality TV star of nearly 2 decades to enjoy fame. But Amy seems to relish her notoriety a little too much. The Roloff family matriarch is active on Instagram, boasting 1.5 million followers on the platform. In her bio, she provides a shopping and retail profile and advertises a link to Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. While it's unclear whether Little People, Big World will return for another season, she's capitalizing on her fame any way she can. There are clearly problems in the Roloff family, evidenced by Zach and Tori's unwillingness to connect with either of their parents. However, Amy posts as if nothing is wrong, even though Zach didn't acknowledge Mother's Day. She is constantly advertising her kitchen business, posting about cooking, and taking event speaker gigs. Amy has appeared on reality TV for nearly 20 years, and it's evident that her ego has ballooned over the years. She has positioned herself as a person who profits nearly entirely off of her fame, as her recipes aren't anything special. Amy was notorious for her bossy personality on Little People, Big World. Matt even called Amy a dictator in season 25, saying in the episode that Amy can cross that line from micromanager to dictator quicker than me. While in extreme comparison, there's no denying that Amy is a formidable woman when she wants to be in charge. As Matt accused her of being a tyrant, Amy stepped up as the leader, asserting her decisions when Matt, Karen, and Chris were struggling to finalize plans for a big event. Amy's usual approach, while efficient, highlights her authoritative style, which Matt had grown accustomed to. Despite Matt's criticism, Chris and Karen appeared supportive of Amy's leadership. Amy might be bossy, but she always got the job done, and this event was no different. However, maintaining a consistently bossy persona is indicative of her big ego and not trusting anybody but herself. Matt and Amy's history as ex-spouses always adds a layer of complexity, as does the presence of Karen and Chris. Their interactions often involve bickering and snarky comments, making the collaborative process difficult. While her management style might come off as too harsh and dominating, it ensured that necessary decisions were made promptly, highlighting the importance of having a strong leader. On the flip side, Amy doesn't do well when she's not allowed to be in charge. Matt has taken the brunt of negativity in the aftermath of Little People, Big World season 25. But Amy has a big ego too. Her inability to relinquish the reins in leadership situations, snarkiness towards Matt, and lust for fame all indicate her head has gotten a little too big since her first appearance on the show. While Amy is ultimately more likable than Matt, fame has made both of them a little egotistical.